were you tempted to come back into the scene and help out with SC Dons?
Do I give you the answer here? Your philosophy shouldn't be written in ink or in pen, always in pencil. You can adapt it, you can change it. Fraud's a big word. Everyone needs to make their money in one way or another. I just hope that the industry's doing it for the right things.
Give me a Gaffer Maz team talk, man. My head's rattled, I'm gone.
I'm more than just a YouTube coach.
Yeah,
Naughty,
Jaden
man.
Clark. Oh, yeah, Jaden. Oh.
Ah, we got him.
What's going on, people, and welcome back to Rootz TV. Look how I got down. I got the Gaffer Maz.
How you doing, man?
How you doing, bro?
All good, man. All good.
You know,
all
this
good.
is new for me.
Yeah?
Because usually when I speak to you, I'm there. I'm behind the camera.
Yeah, I know.
Times to come down and speak to you.
It's about time we actually have a chilled conversation.
Yeah,
face to face.
look how chilled it is, man.
Nice little scenery in the background.
I know, innit?
Apologies, the pitches were booked, so I couldn't get him on the pitches, but yeah.
This is what happens, man. Sometimes, you know, summertime, everyone wants to play tournaments and stuff.
There you go, man.
But yeah, how's things with you though, man?
Can't complain, man. All good. You know, family life well, football life is going well, business is very good, so yeah, can't complain.
Yeah, your husband now.
Yes, husband.
Father
to a long.
You've grown up now, look at him.
I know, a lot has changed since I've been, you know, in front of the camera week in, week out.
Yeah.
No, it's actually made me a better person, definitely. More responsibility.
Yeah.
That drive, waking up every day because I've got a reason to now.
Yeah.
You know, with the little one and my wife at home, so, you know, to provide naturally.
Yeah.
But yeah, enjoying every step of the moment.
Yeah.
Cracking on, still keeping in touch with the scene, don't get twisted, like I'm still here, but yeah, man, just cracking on day by day.
I love that. I love that for you, man.
Cheers, man.
Really. How's coaching going on? Where are you at now in terms of coaching?
Coaching, so in terms of my first team stuff, I've just left Hemel Hempstead, Conference South.
Yeah.
Up and down season, really.
Yeah.
A mixture of results, a number of factors, but I'm not here to make excuses. We just didn't perform when we really needed to. Some of it might have been down to tactics, some of it might have been down to you know, the players that we had on show. Not that they are bad players or anything like that, but just things just didn't really click. Pre-season and the start of the season were brilliant. Yeah. Once we got one or two injuries, key injuries, you know, it really killed our flow, let's say. Yeah. So that's non-league for you in a nutshell. But it was very good experience once again. You know, being around that level, around that caliber of players. Yeah. You know, traveling to all them stadiums like Yeovil, and you know, it was brilliant. In terms of business-wise, can't complain. I mean, you just seen me finish a one-to-one. Yeah. So that's business booming as always. You know, my pro direct, what I do in terms of my full-time, day by day. You know, I'm loving it as well there. Great little role that I've got there. So yeah, can't complain. That's good, man. And you started off as a coach young. Why is that? Because again, you was a player. People forget that. You was a bit of a baller back in the day. We'll get into that side of things as well. But why did you start coaching so young, man? At the time I was at Braintree, Conference South. Actually, no, apologies. We got promoted from Conference South. We went to the National League. And the gaffer that I was with at the time, Bradley Quinton, you know, he loved me to bits. You know, I was getting, you know, appearances under my belt with him at such a young age. I think I was 23, 24 at the time. You know, loving my football, traveling to Braintree, and it was, you know, it was making sense. You know, it was 2 hours away, M25, stuck in traffic, you name it. But it was worth it. By the way, as well. Oh, honestly, it was a slap every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Yeah. But yeah, you know, eventually he got sacked, unfortunately. Yeah. New gaffer came in. And we just didn't see eye to eye in a sense. And I was still traveling, but I wasn't making the squads. You know, I'd be sitting in the stands and I'm thinking, what am I really doing here? Yeah. And on the side, I've always coached. Yeah. You know, just community based at the time. My dad was, you know, really big on me doing something on the side because, you know, just having that contingency plan. And eventually, as my football went down, my coaching slowly started to increase. Took off. More clients. And then obviously that famous game that I played against Rising Ballers where I had the Dariuses and the Jaden Falange that are pro players at the moment. Yeah. And then a month later, Rising Ballers got into contact and the rest was history in a sense in terms of that. While I was with Rising Ballers, then I went into Stainstown, as you know. It was my first managerial role there, but always kept the one-to-ones on the side. Kept those in and out into non-league, you know, Welling United, most recently Hemel Hempstead, Stainstown. So had my fair share of experience at such a young age. Yeah. But ultimately it was just me not getting the game time I wanted. Yeah. Sitting in change rooms, listening to some team talks, and I just didn't agree with them. Yeah. I was a very strong character, I'd say. And you wanted to do your own thing? And I wanted to do my own thing, my own philosophy, how I believed football should have been played. Yeah. You know, there's not one right way or wrong way, but just how I wanted it, you know, my players to express themselves and whatnot, rather than me playing right back at the time and just having to hit the channel ball. You know, that's just not me. As a cultured North African, you know, playing in five-a-side and whatnot. You're not used to that. I couldn't be travelling to Braintree you know, and just hitting the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically my love for the game slowly started to die down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then now, what? You're coaching now. You're doing your one-to-ones. How's life as a one-to-one coach? Because I'm hearing mixed things from certain coaches now, man. Sometimes it's clout chasing coaches. Big up my boy Lanks. But I'm also seeing a lot of good work from one-to-one coaches. So how is it for you?
Well, I've been in the game now for what? 8 years, I think, one-to-one coaches.
Yeah.
So I've been a coach for 10 years, been doing one-to-one for about 8 years.
Yeah.
And back then, there were already a handful of one-to-one coaches, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I think COVID changed a lot of things.
Nah, everyone's doing it.
Everyone's doing it. Whether it's the, you know,
Yeah.
the change
Yeah.
is very, very nice,
Yeah.
which it is. Very blessed in this industry. It's becoming more common. Players need the one-to-ones. But unfortunately, we're now hitting a side where not a lot of coaches are qualified or know what they're actually doing. And they're selling a dream with, where I say it, all the gear, no idea. In a sense. I think it's easy to bring out mannequins, bazooka goals and whatnot. But if you don't have that technical detail or that history of being in that environment or playing history to some sort of capacity at a higher level, then fraud's a big word. I don't. Everyone needs to. Everyone needs to make their money in one way or another.
Yeah.
I just hope that the industry is doing it for the right things.
Yeah.
And that's someone who's passionate about my forte. You know, that's what you know I stand for. You know, quality coaching day in, day out, putting energy into it. At the end of the day, yes, it's an hour and it's good money in that hour or hour and a half, whatever it may be. But ultimately, you got someone's life and development in your hands.
Yeah.
And you need to make sure that you crack on with it.
Yeah.
And I think people are forgetting the purpose purely because of the camera work.
Yeah.
Making all these nice little visuals and whatnot. It looks great for advertisement and whatnot. But you need to remember what we're there for, and it's to develop players.
What makes a quality one-to-one coach then? Because I was having this conversation with Lance, just like, is it good feedback? Is it tailored sessions? Like, what is a good one-to-one coach in your
I think
eyes?
the main thing is bespoke. You know, it's tailored to the individual. Working with one player is going to be different working to another. So, you know, knowing what their strengths and weaknesses are. I don't really like calling them weaknesses, actually. Areas of improvement. And, you know, you're working on those little minor details that in training on a one-to-one, I slow it down, purify and refine techniques, because in a game, naturally, everything's 100 miles per hour. So through confidence and repetition, they'll be able to go and perform that at a higher level. So definitely knowing the individual, building a bit of rapport, parents, players, really key or carers, whoever it may be.
Yeah.
And then in terms of with that player, just really spending time and energy and focusing, you know, nothing on this phone during that hour or whatnot, you know, just straight out think about how they can do better.
Do you set them homework and little things to come back to work on? Like, I don't know, get your 1,000 touches in throughout the week. When you next see me, then work on that weaker foot of yours. That sort of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one of the biggest phrases that I keep to date from when I started was I watched the video of Thierry Henry and Dennis Bergkamp. Before training started, they already had 1,000 touches of the ball. So I make sure that my players do that. Before we get into the passing, receiving, finishing, movements, etc., be familiar with the ball. Nowadays, not a lot of players are familiar with the ball. And it's really important off both feet, being able to stabilize, unbalance, etc. You know, change the direction, changes the speed. So I'll really hone down on that in the first 10, 15 minutes. Then the rest of the session will take care of itself.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
So yeah, that's a little pointer, but you didn't hear it from me.
You've obviously worked with a lot of academy players that have fallen out of the system. Do you feel like more academy players that fall out of the system need to be taken care of, not only just emotionally, but financially, and, you know, that player care, does that need to happen more?
Massively. I mean, listen, when I left the game in 2013 at Fulham, there was no such thing as player care. So I didn't get offered the pro, and I was just straight into the big world. You know, after eating there, sometimes even sleeping there, you know, so all of a sudden you're at home, you're waking up in the morning, you're training by yourself. And all those practices that you were able to do in a team environment, all of a sudden you have to go into an individual environment and do them by yourselves. It's a big culture shock, it's a big shock. So in terms of player care, massive, honestly. So fair play. I think Crystal Palace were the first ones to really start it in terms of hone down on it, so shout out to them. But yeah, emotionally, financially. I think the PFA help massively.
Yeah.
If the players don't have that because they were released at a younger age, I think those coaches, those mentors are really key. Having
Even
those,
sometimes it's a struggle to get your footage right. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
So all of the, it's really hard. I don't know why. I do understand it from a club's point of view, but then again, if a club is willing to let that player go, then help them out in terms
Yeah.
of try and find something else. Whether, like you said, that's footage, whether that's send them into a colleague at a
Showcases.
different club
Yeah,
or
yeah.
a showcase game. Just open up another pathway for them, which is happening more and more, but still not enough.
Yeah,
Still not enough. I think that key period after, so speaking from experience, after let's say I've been released, I'd say that next 6 months, crucial, can make or break a player.
Because they can go anywhere, right? They
Any
can go down
direction.
the wrong path in terms of doing illegal stuff.
Yes.
Or, be depressed,
Yes.
mentally depressed,
Yes.
right?
So in terms of myself, my role model, my father, he was, I was very lucky enough that he was there day in, day out with my football. So when I did come out of the system, he was still guiding me in a sense.
Yeah.
And I still had a rough picture and idea of what I need to do to then go and make the next step.
Yeah.
A lot of people nowadays may not have that figure. So it's important as us coaches, we're not just there for the good times.
Yeah.
We're there for the bad times as well.
Of course.
So
You're more than a coach.
Exactly.
You're
You're
a
a
role
mentor,
model,
you're a
yeah.
friend, and so be it. So it's crucial that our role is not just putting the money in the pocket, for example, as a one-to-one coach. If you have helped him while he was at the club,
Yeah.
you need to help him even more when he's not at the club.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and that's even financially. If he's not able to keep up with the sessions,
Yeah.
you still offer him those sessions.
Yeah.
Because hopefully further down the line, you've looked after him,
He will look after you.
he will look after you. And that's what,
Yeah.
that's how life works. So
Yeah.
I'm very thankful for the relationships I have with my players. Whether they're in the game or out the game, we look after one another. And that's ultimately the biggest thing.
No, I love that, man. Talk to me about, from a scouting point of view, I don't know if you know too much about this, but from a scouting point of view, are they now turning to more of these platforms now to scout players? 'Cause
100%.
Obviously, with being at Rising Ballers, a lot of your players went on to bigger and better things, right? So are they actually utilising these platforms to their strengths?
I think this is where I really, really love like platforms like Rise and Ballers, for example, and there's many around there now at the moment.
Yeah.
It's proved to be successful, especially at those crucial ages. If you look at it now, to sign a 17 to 20-year-old as a pro,
Yeah.
very, very hard.
Yeah.
But platforms like Rise and Ballers and myself, where we worked, we made it possible.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say they're pioneers or we're pioneers, but we helped bridge that
But
gap.
you are though, like listen, got to give credit where credit's due. Rising Ballers and platforms alike.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, we definitely bridged the gap between the pro game and the grassroots, and we've now made them think differently in terms of these scouts. Scouts would usually go to other clubs and scout within those clubs, for example, where everything's almost like internal within that bubble. Now they've been forced to go and reach out,
Yeah.
externally, which is, brilliant for the game, brilliant for the players. It keeps them motivated for one. That you never know who's looking.
Yeah.
You never know who's watching. That opportunity might be around the corner.
Yeah.
So it keeps them ready, keeps them focused, keeps them engaged. So yeah, shout out to all these clubs nowadays. It's a lot easier when you're, 9s to 16s, 9s to 14s, definitely, getting these players in through the door.
Yeah.
I'm seeing more and more like Pro Direct Academy where I work in full time. We've pushed so many players through the door. Clubs like Kinetic, these are big clubs in the community or big programs within the community that push a lot of players through. So kudos to them.
Yeah.
And we can only show these scouts that there are players in these areas.
Yeah, just
You need to go and do it. Yeah, we just need to crack on with it.
Yeah,
we need
look
to
a
crack
bit
on with
further
it.
afield.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's also catching up with like the 21st century as well. Like things are online now, so
Yes.
again, it's made easier. So why not access them?
Yeah.
You know
So
what I mean?
definitely, I'm gonna just point out again, like when I was playing, we didn't have anything like a video or anything. Yes, the games were filmed.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really done with a purpose of why players are doing it now.
Yeah.
In terms of the access that they get week in, week out after every game, the data, when they're running stats, etc. We had it, but we didn't really have it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas now the game's evolved, a lot of science behind the game, and the players are definitely well looked after nowadays. They now just need to take advantage of it, And all the players that are watching this, if you are in the system, make sure you turn up each day and you grasp that opportunity.
Yeah.
Because when you're out of it, trust me, you miss everything. Waking up, breakfast is there, your clothes are already there,
Yeah.
your towel is there, your boots are already cleaned. Like all these minor details make a big difference, and people don't realize until they're actually out the system.
Yeah.
So, grasp it. All the information you can get from the stats, the analysts, etc.
Yeah.
Go do it. Go get it. You might be seen as busy and whatnot. So what?
Make the most of it.
Make the
people.
most of it.
I want to talk about flair players. Now, obviously from grassroots, Sunday League, you see all the flair players. I love that. You love it. But I feel like it's being, the higher you get up the ladder, does it get coached out of you? And why? Why are you not allowed to take the extra touch? Why are you not allowed to express yourself?
Okay.
Why are you not allowed to be creative? Because sometimes, let me put it to this example. So remember when Anthony from Man United did that, whatever you call it, that thing. It's like, he got lambasted, but again, if you did that down goals or power league, everyone's going, going crazy. So why is that getting coached out of players?
I think with that one, context is key.
Okay,
he's done the spin and he's passed it off the pitch. So I remember that one.
Okay, ASM.
Okay, but I would say...
those sort of players where you like, that's what you pay your money for. That's what you want to see.
Yes, I mean...
And that's what young grassroots players emulate. They want to be doing tricks and flicks. You want to be seeing that. I love to see it, you love to see it, we all love to see it. But why is it getting coached out of us and saying, like, just pass the ball or hoof it long or go long and all the rest of it? Like,
I'd say results are key. The higher you go.
I know.
3 points. So nowadays, back in the day, a manager will be stabilised 3-4 years.
Yeah.
He knows that his job's not on the line in a sense. Even if results are mixed. Nowadays, people just want results straight away.
Yeah.
So the best way to get results straight away is minimal risk.
Okay.
Which is annoying because
Yeah.
I'd like to consider myself as a flair player when I was playing.
Yeah.
But I knew when and where to do it.
Yeah.
And I think this is where it's frustrating with these flair players.
Yeah.
It's their decision making. When to do it and when not to do it.
Yeah.
So I would use almost like a traffic light system with my players.
Yeah.
In and around their half, that's green. That's a dance floor. Go enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
In and around the middle of the pitch, you could take maybe 1 or 2 risks, but not so much.
Yeah.
In and around your own penalty area, minimal risk, of course, because you get punished.
Yeah.
I think people forget that football's an invasion game at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You've got to invade the opposition territory.
Yeah.
Now, how you do it is multiple ways.
Right.
I love Pep Guardiola,
Yeah.
but also kind of, I wouldn't say hate. Hate is a strong word. But he's definitely made football in another way.
Yeah.
And people are now just trying to emulate him and copy him.
Yeah.
And they've taken away that flair.
Yeah.
They've taken away. But then again, when he's after a bit of flair, who does he bring on all the time?
Doku. Or Grealish.
So,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
So there's definitely still time for the players. Time and place for those sort of players.
Yeah.
It's just those coaches need to be brave. Simple as.
Yeah.
Need to be brave.
Have a bit about you, man.
Yeah, man.
Be
Yeah.
brave, because that's just
Bravery.
what us as fans pay to see.
I'm all about 1v1s.
Ooh.
I'm all about 1v1. If my wide players got the ball,
Yeah.
give them space. Let them do what they need to do.
Yeah.
If they mess up once or twice, no problem. Go again.
Yeah.
I'm a very, very strong believer in that because ultimately they're my game changers.
Yeah.
And then my man in the box is going to go and be my finisher or
Yeah.
my arriving midfielder.
Yeah.
Football's now become very pattern-based. Everyone wants to play out from the back and whatnot. And I'm going to go back to it. The biggest thing that I've learned is your philosophy shouldn't be written in ink
Okay.
or in pen, always in pencil.
Okay.
You can adapt it, you can change it, depending on the game, depending on the scenario, depending on so many conditions. So you don't become predictable. A lot of people are becoming predictable. And what's really good about these game changers, these wide players, these flair players, these classic 10s, they are unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to do. Is there a time and space for them in my game? Definitely. Other coaches, I think they need to be braver. But they will be back.
I hope so.
They will be back.
I hope so. You mentioned a key word in there, 1v1, which leads me on to Top Baller.
Oh,
Yeah, what a platform. And again, it's a platform that's been needed for a while now.
yeah, I mean, listen, what a concept, man.
Yeah.
Like, when you look at it, the setup is very simple.
Yeah.
We've probably done that naturally without the cameras. In the area, in the ends, wherever it may be. They've brought up a great idea. They've smashed it. It's bringing around the local community as well. And most importantly, ballers of a mix. Signed players, unsigned players. Now you can really see the levels.
Yeah. And it reminds me of something similar that happens in America.
The NFL one?
NFL one, but also in basketball, like
Yeah.
you go to local courts and stuff
Yes,
like that.
yes.
People are playing each other for money and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And you're seeing the raw
Yeah.
ballers, raw talent. They might not be playing step, whatever,
Yeah.
but at the same time, they're raw ballers. They're just
They're in their environment.
Yeah.
They're allowed to be creative. They're allowed to express themselves.
Yeah.
They're allowed to dare,
Yeah.
in a sense. If it works,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
You've gone past your man who scored. you're probably through to the next round.
Yeah.
And then you've earned yourself almost like bragging rights.
Yeah.
If you haven't, then you've got that motivation. You're not going to get beaten 1v1 in a sense.
Yeah.
So that's why I love it, because you could see the players with the ball and without the ball.
Yeah.
And that's what's crucial. I think a lot of people think or associate top baller with just the skills and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's also who's got that mindset and that toughness and that thing that sometimes they don't have in academies. You know, that rawness in terms of, you ain't going past me.
Yeah.
You know, that raw edge. So that's what I love about that top baller. Shout out Tonsa in that one as well. You know, it's a great collaboration, link up, etc. So yeah, brilliant, man.
I want to talk more about social media, especially around young kids. How do you feel about young kids having social media accounts? Is it needed? Like, obviously, I'm not talking like 16, 17, 18, they're more young adults. I'm talking like, this account is managed by my mum and dad. Like,
I don't mind it to a certain degree. I don't mind it at all. Everyone wants to almost, you know, like we said, the game's moved on. Everything is now in a digital platform.
Yeah.
So they want to showcase their ability, or they want to showcase what they've just learned or what they've just done. I don't mind it. Personally, if I had a son or a daughter, and you know, at that age, I wouldn't really do it.
Yeah.
I just keep myself to myself until eventually they are at that, you know, that age required to maybe go and push them on a bit further. But there's no right or wrong. They can do it ultimately, but you just got to find a balance, basically.
Yeah.
Because if those followers and those like counts start getting to a kid's head at such a young age, you're almost creating a superstar without them being a superstar.
Yeah.
And there's a long way to go in the football. You know, once you're, let's say, under 16s, your next stage is a scholar. Once you're a scholar, you're a pro. Once you're a pro, it's getting to the first team. Once you're in the first team, can you make 10 appearances? When you make 10, it's 100. Then all of a sudden, a long career, whether it's 7 years, 10 years, or 15 years, if you're right at the top elite, it's a very, very short, you know, career.
Yeah.
You don't want to start them, you know, as a superstar from young.
Too young.
And
it gets to their head and all
exactly.
the rest of it.
But if they're managing it moderately as parents, and you know, so yeah, I'm all for it. Is what it is.
Okay. I've got 2 scenario questions for you. First one, your team's 3-0 down at half time. Heads are gone, rattled. You're the gaffer. What are you saying to motivate them at half time? What's your team talk? How do you inspire them to get out of this hole?
3-0 down in terms of what context? Semi-final, final, just league game?
Just a normal league game, but they're 3-0 down, heads are gone, everyone's pointing the fingers at each other. You know, it's your fault. You let in the second goal, you let in the first goal, you didn't track your man, How are you inspiring them to get back into the game?
I learned this from my father when I first joined coaching.
Give me a Gaffer Maz team talk, man. My head's rattled, I'm gone.
All right. First half is for the players.
Yeah.
Second half is for the gaffer.
Okay.
In the sense of, first half, you've had a feel for the game.
Okay.
You've seen what you need to do. I've seen it from the sideline. I've assessed. This is our 15 minutes. Let's tweak it.
But Tony didn't track his man, though.
Is where it is. Help him out.
Just sub him off, Gaffer.
No. We're here united. We're 3-0 down together. He hasn't conceded 3 goals by himself. We all have, including me on the sideline, including the people on the bench that haven't started the game. Okay?
Here he
so
goes.
what we need to do, no. Don't give me that. Don't give me that.
All right, Gaffer.
Right, so in terms of out of possession, nice and tight and compact. Nothing goes through the middle of us. When we are with the ball, I want my ball nice and early, all right? Wide players. Go take your players on. Fullbacks. If you can, support from behind. If you can even more, beyond.
Well, what about Johnny? He's on the bench. He scored 2 goals last game. Why you not get him on?
I'm the gaffer. I make the decisions. I know in the last 25 minutes he'll come on when everyone's tired and he'll be the game changer for us. So you, for the next 15, 20 minutes, what you need to do, get us a goal back and contain that lead of a 3-1, 3-2. Okay. And then I'll bring on Johnny and he'll come on and he'll score and we'll win the game 4-3.
All right, let's go.
Come on then.
Love that. Love that. All right.
That was off the cuff, by the way.
No, that was good. Off the top, that was great.
Oh, man.
Right, I've got a second one for you. So, you're managing a team, they're getting results, but a big underperforming team comes in for you. They've got budget. This is non-league. What do you say to them? Like, do you go for them or do you stick and stay loyal to your team that you're getting results with?
Oh, as in like they've come in
to so a big non-league team's come in for you, they've got budget, but they're underperforming at the moment. They see what you're doing at a fairly low side with no budget.
Okay.
They want you now, because obviously they need to turn it around now, quickly.
Okay, how far are we into the season?
We're about midway into the season. So again, you could be getting playoffs with this team, which is a big feat for this team that you're with currently. But this bigger team with big budget, double your money and all the rest of it, they're coming in for you. They want the Gaffer Maz in now. You staying loyal or yeah?
Oh, I'm loyal. Once I've started a project, I like to try and see myself out.
Yeah.
You know, throughout that season.
Yeah.
We clearly made a target,
Yeah.
not just for the players, not just for management, but collectively as the whole, you know, organisation, the whole team. So more often than not, I would love to stay with that, you know, complete the targets, try and achieve what we set out to achieve. I feel like if I've done well with that lesser team or that lower team,
Yeah.
and we've reached targets or close to reaching targets, that bigger team will come anyways.
But
So
double
with-
your money now, mate.
Nah.
Double.
Nah.
Double bubble.
Nah.
Triple.
Nah.
Saudi money.
No, Saudi money now.
I got it there, Saudi money.
Saudi money's a bit different, man. You got to remember, man, I got a little one.
Yeah.
Life's changed. No, honestly, like, wherever I've been, I don't know if you've noticed, there's a common theme where
Yeah.
I'm minimum there 2-3 years.
Yeah.
I like to create a little plan, and I like to try and set out to achieve that plan. You know, it's easy going left, right, centre, and there's nothing against it because everyone's in different circumstances. If they're chasing that extra 20, 30, 40 quid, who am I to tell them why you're doing it?
Yeah.
So I see it, and I also see why people do get the hump about it in terms of managers and coaches for players, you know, jumping ship. But ultimately, myself personally, part of my core values, I stay, man. I'm honest. I'm true to what I've set out to do.
He's loyal to the cause.
Yeah,
loyal
man.
To the cause. All
Loyalty,
right.
man. Loyalty to my players, because when I'm loyal to my players and I'm loyal to them, I nick and move. I bring those players with me.
Yeah.
They nick and move. Something might have happened with their gaffer. They might go, oh, do you know what? I know a gaffer. He's pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
Then they bring him in. And that's how life works. How
Yeah.
football works.
Bring
It's a
ins
very
and bring
small
ins.
world.
Yeah.
Very, very small world.
Okay. Right. Let's have some fun. Sunday
on.
League. Let's talk Sunday League.
Card.
Come on. You've been out of the game for a minute now. I know you've been checking out, like you said at the top of the pod, but what's your thoughts of it so far, like the scene so far? Like, how's it evolved since you left?
How's it evolved?
Yeah.
I don't know whether when I was at Rising Ballers, there wasn't a lot of light on, for example, like the London Cup. But it seems like it's even more so. And that's thanks to yourself, your Fresh TV. They're really like,
Honing in on it.
they're shining light on it.
Yeah.
So people like myself that are out of the game
Yeah.
are keeping track of it, and we're going, oh, all right, yeah, this is a big cup they're going for.
Yeah.
And you'll really see it. It's almost like the Champions League of, you know, of Sunday League. And it's like, yeah, I got to tune in on a Sunday to watch the Dons and Baiteze, etc.
Yeah.
So shout out to them, man, by the way. They're doing great stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's evolved. I think what's different now is a lot of non-league players are now playing that extra football on a Sunday.
Yeah.
The quality is definitely higher.
It's no longer pub football anymore. It's
Exactly, let's put it that way.
It's pretty much an extension of non-league football,
Yeah.
like step 3 players on a
100%.
Sunday.
Yeah,
doing
so
their thing.
quality is higher. Obviously, that whole circle is still very small. It's still very, no, I wouldn't say toxic, but it's very competitive.
Yeah.
Competitive still.
Yeah.
You know, both online and on the pitch.
Yeah.
Which is good to see.
Yeah.
Has it progressed? Definitely.
Yeah.
Where is the limit or the ceiling? Who knows?
Yeah.
I think it's starting to get to that scene where it's like, all right, we've doing it for a few years now. What's next?
next? Yeah.
How can these teams really like elevate themselves?
Yeah.
But no, I'm enjoying it, man.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I
What
like
have you-
it.
What have you made of the new league, the SFL league, where you've got a bunch of YouTube teams in there in the same circle, SC Dons, The Wall, Under the Radar.
Yeah.
Like, what have you made of it so far?
I mean, from experience being on the sideline with RB, some teams didn't like the camera there.
Yeah.
So one thing about these 12 teams is they want the camera
Yeah,
there pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah.
So that already, you know, helps things out massively. Number two, all these teams that are involved, pretty much the best in London.
Yeah.
Or class themselves as the best of London. So, you know, it's almost like bragging rights each week.
Yeah.
There's no chance or no time for you to not even turn up for 1 week because you're playing bottom of the league. Bottom of the league is still brilliant.
Yeah.
So there's still that competitive edge. There's still that you know, level of uncertainty. We're turning up. Are we going to win? Are we not going to win? Rather than sometimes, you know, in the past I've turned up and I know I'm going to beat the team 5, 6-0, 7-0. I know Hamza, Jaden, Ruben are all going to turn up.
Yeah.
They're going to do something viral. I wouldn't say it got boring, but it did get boring, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
why we went through a new route of going into non-league. Unfortunately, we couldn't keep those current crop because our players did play non-league at the time.
Yeah.
But the new crop came in, they gelled well, they done well. We just missed out on playoffs. Then obviously I moved on and some of them moved on as well. But in terms of this group, you know, the Sunday league teams that I've stayed on, brilliant for the scene. It's just now what's next.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the league, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe 1 or 2 teams have dropped out as well.
Yeah, a few teams have folded,
so,
2 teams have dropped out.
Yeah,
and the rest of it now.
so, yeah, I think they just need to hype it up a bit more.
Yeah?
I think that Sunday League scene was really up here,
Yeah.
especially around COVID era and whatnot. I think a lot of people had more time.
Yeah.
Then obviously we went out into COVID, and when we came back in, there was a buzz because everyone wants to play football again.
Yeah.
Slowly, it's taking a little dip. So it's just like, what's next? And you're counting on these big teams like the Dons, Baiteze, Highgate, Albion, etc., to really like step up the mark. Whether they come together and have some sort of idea how they can maybe progress the league or whatnot, but it will definitely be interesting. Yeah.
You mentioned RB there. Some of the names obviously that have gone on to bigger clubs and continue their journey. Like, do you still keep in contact with them as well? Like, see what they're doing? Like,
honestly, yeah, man. Like
Illy, man, like Fifino,
Yeah.
Like, you would have seen it obviously firsthand. But he went on to Sheffield United to Marseille.
International footballer now as well.
Footballer.
You know, he's smashing it, man. Illiman, Skilliman, smashing it. You know, spoke to him not too long ago. To be fair, he's obviously very busy with the season schedule, and now he's preparing for AFCON as well. So, listen, he's doing it. Darius Johnson, you know, he smashed it. It was really good to see him back out on the pitch after a big injury. You know, all of them. Jaden's, you know, smashing at Gillingham. Hamza Semikula's come back from a big injury, smashed the rest of the, you know, the non-league scene. Ruben Carvalho, 30+ goals and assists this season.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant.
Crazy.
So he's got a lot of clubs on him. And that's all down to all the boys, honestly. All the boys, brilliant to see how they progressed. We still keep in touch.
You've got even Melvin, faking, falling over as well.
Listen,
Going
Melvin.
viral. Melvin, shout out Melvin.
If people don't know Melvin's that silent, you know, he's so funny.
Yeah.
Without him meaning to be funny.
Yeah.
And he's also got a new venture going on. You know, Minter Madness.
Yeah.
Then that's brilliant. He's bringing in a lot of celebrities on, etc. So shout out to him. He's smashing it, social media wise. So yeah, you know, it's good to see, you know, my young bucks, my boys that I call them, you know, that my brothers doing really well in life.
No, I love that. You still keeping up to date with the RB brand, or?
Yeah, here and there, to be fair. Obviously, they're really busy with what they're doing. I'm busy as well. But, you know, we left on mutual terms in the sense, you know, they did want me to stay. I'm not going to, you know, I wouldn't say I turned them down, but it was just a chapter of my life that I needed to go on. You know, full respect between both sides. I love what they've done for me. Hopefully they love what I've, you know, done to them and helped them, you know, but they're smashing it.
You was a big part of their brand, like, coming up. I regularly check for him every now and then just to see what it's like, but it's not the same since you left, man. Like, because you are a massive part of it, man.
No, I appreciate it. I mean,
like,
listen,
you are, bro.
listen, they gave me the platform to be the face in terms of the football side, and I'd like to think myself and the boys that I mentioned and all of them that I haven't mentioned, you know, we took that upon ourselves, responsibility to just go and make it ours. And I remember, you know, the 3 lads at RB, Amy, Annie, Jamie and Brendan, you know, where they just said, like, it's a baby, go cook it, you know, in a sense, like it's a young baby chicken. Go cook it, go do what you need to do, marinate it yourself, etc. And, you know, they gave me full freedom and respect to them, you know, for the 3 years, I was able to do what I wanted to do. I was able to build teams that I wanted to build, you know, how it resembles me as a coach. And then obviously they've helped me out, obviously, with social media stuff. It grows naturally, you know, the followings and whatnot. But obviously, like I said, I hit a period where I needed a change of scenery. I moved on. I started doing a bit of work with the FA, which was brilliant. And, you know, it's really helped polish my image in a sense. I'm more than just a YouTube coach. You know, I'd like to think more respected now in terms of the pro environment. And that's shout out to the FA for all the work I've done with them. But yeah, you know, they're still smashing it. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're still smashing it. Maybe in terms of football-wise, like this season, I think they just lost out in the playoffs or whatnot. But in terms of off the pitch stuff, smashing it, man. Killing it. You know, what was it? Skechers, Puma the other day. So fair play to them, man.
Any regrets leaving them at the time you did?
No, I think it was perfect timing for me and my development. I think it was, for once in my life, I had to be almost like selfish and put me first. Not that I wasn't able to do it, but I knew that I got to an age now where I set out where I wanted to do, put a lot of players back on the map, a lot of players back into the scene, into the professional environment, or at least high-end non-league. Created the profile for myself. Now it's about purifying that profile, making it a bit more polished, neater, for the bigger football world where I aspire to be in, to take a punt on me and go, yeah, he's more than just someone behind the cameras that's got a bit of confidence and, you know, thinks that maybe, like people say, oh, he thinks he knows it all and whatnot. I really don't. I still want to learn. I learn each day. And yeah, I'm just loving it, man.
What are you doing on a Sunday nowadays?
Sunday?
Yeah.
One-to-ones, Power League, Shepherd's Bush. Probably from about 9 a.m. to about 1 p.m. Go home, spend some time with my daughter and my wife.
The reason why I ask, that's all nice and well, but the reason why I ask, it's a method to the madness. Hear me out.
Go on.
It's a vacancy over South London somewhere. SC Dons.
Yeah.
I put a post up recently. You as one of the names in the hat. Were you tempted to come back into the scene and help out with SC Dons? Do your bit.
Do I give you the answer here?
Give me the answer, man.
Listen, shout out G and Strapsy. Absolutely loved them. You know, had a good phone call conversation with them.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't mind me saying this. It just came to a point where, you know, they just wanted to see whether I was interested. Respectfully and politely, I've had to turn them down.
Yeah.
Number one, I know how big they are. And, you know, in terms of what they are after and what they need to take that next step, I know that they need someone that will be able to commit fully. And that will be unfair on them and such a big brand that are doing brilliant things for someone where I am at my stage right now on a Sunday to commit week in, week out. I wouldn't be able to do it. First of all, logistically, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Even though I do all my work in West London, I'm based in North London,
Yeah.
traveling from north to south every Sunday morning, where, like I've just mentioned, I do earn my bread and butter. Wouldn't make sense to then go to the Dons and you know, coach on a Sunday morning. As much as it would have been a great experience, great opportunity, I've had to just say I can't really do it. And you know, they took it well, of course. You know, they just wanted to have a feeler, really and truly.
Test the waters,
Test the waters, like we said, had a conversation. But you know, the conversation was free up after that. You know, it was just how, you know, I tried to give them a bit of advice how they can move forward.
Yeah.
You know, what they're looking for in terms of a coach, what probably they need from an outside person looking in.
Yeah.
Whether they take their advice, I'm pretty sure they will, because they're decent, respectful blokes, you know, that want well for their club. But yeah, in a nutshell, nah, I'm not in for it, man. No,
it's not in for it. But I can see why they would have gone down the route of contacting you. You know, you've been in the scene before. You've got a higher plethora of names that you could definitely have brought to the table. And again, like I said off camera, I might as well say it now as well. I think next season, not this season coming, but the following season, they go non-league. Yeah. I think they've outgrown the Sunday league sphere, if you like, of playing Baiteze once a season, playing whoever once a season. Like, they want to go non-league. And the chances of playing in an FA Cup Vars game playing Dorky Wanderers or playing #United, who they've wanted to play for ages, that's more appealing to them. And again, someone who's done that before with Rising Ballers, taking them from Sunday league to non-league, that's down your street.
Yeah, definitely. Like, listen, that's a bit of the conversation towards the end where we talked about transition, if it was to ever happen. You know, I know they think big, they want to do big, they are doing big. Whether they do go down that route, I just gave them a bit of pointers and advice in terms of consistency, in terms of players. Same faces are there. Because that's ultimately what non-league is about. You know, having that core group, working with them and really pushing on. Nothing against them, but it's also other Sunday league teams that I keep a track of. Yeah. It's probably one or two faces here this week, maybe the next week, but the week after that and the week after that, they're not there. So it's just that consistency that you won't get away with in non-league. If any of these Sunday league sides do make that jump into non-league. But no, listen, like, I love the work they do, both on the pitch, off the pitch. You know, their graft, their hard work. I love their episodes, their fives. I tune in, like I said, week in, week out. I'm sounding like a bit of a fanboy right now, but
we're all fans,
ultimately, it's the truth. Like, I like when people that I've gone to battle with and had good conversation with on a professional level are doing well for themselves. And pioneers, man, when you think about it. Them, hashtags, Rising Ballers, you know, Baiteze, they've been there from the get-go, from the jump. All have gone in different directions. I know, like, Rising Ballers, I followed like the hashtag in terms of that model of going into non-league. I know that you know, Sundays is still the Dons and Baiteze, for example. Whether they follow that route, maybe they create a different route. Who knows? All the four names that I've named are global, man. They're global for a reason. They're doing something good. So it's just like, you know, at the start of every Dons episode, you see it. They're in that 10th season. So it's now, I can see why maybe they want maybe a different picture, a different plan. But yeah, man, like, listen, all the best to them in the future, and yeah, they're smashing it.
Okay, well, if not you, then who? Give me some
Who?
names. Like, you were in the coaching circle, you know some names. You've been in...
Shall I be honest with you, for that, are we talking Don specifically?
No, because I think they need... Yeah, for Don specifically.
All right,
yeah,
so
yeah.
Don specifically, personally...
Yeah, because they need someone external. Let's face facts.
See, I'm the opposite. I don't think they need someone external.
You think? You don't think?
Nah.
Okay.
They're a family-run club. You got to think about the foundation, the roots, and how they built the club.
Yeah.
You know, it was him, Palms, and you know, a lot of the players that were there from the get-go.
Yeah.
You know, family or friends that were chilling together. All
Yeah.
of a sudden, they made something expand. All of a sudden, now you got 1 or 2 external players coming in to strengthen them. Who I think personally, I think Big G will take down the gloves.
Okay.
I reckon he'll be a number 2.
Yeah.
I saw it online yesterday, and I agree with it.
What?
Former centre-half, RJ.
RJ.
I think he will be perfect for them.
Ooh.
I don't know whether he coaches,
Yeah.
but I know from watching the videos, they got the respect.
Yeah.
He's got that experience behind him, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think he knows what Dons means, if that means. And you don't want to lose that.
I hear that.
Someone external coming in, even on myself, even though I've been around the camera and I've been around the scene,
Yeah.
I'll never be, even though, like, let's say, for example, I join SC Dons.
Yeah.
As much as they might say it, I'll never be a true Don because I don't really, like, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know the start.
Yeah.
Like, whereas someone like a RJ, even though he came later, but he knows them
Yeah.
or he's been around them, I feel they need that.
Okay.
Especially for this next transition period.
That's an interesting one. I never see that. The Big G one, I don't think that happened. Reason being, you know, is you become a father now, innit?
Yeah.
So
True.
I expect to see him less, if anything.
Nah, man.
Not that
he loves it
does-
too much.
I know he loves it, but again, he's just had a little one.
Yeah.
Being a father, you know how it
But
is.
they got the Donettes and that. Donettes and the
You know,
Dons,
SC
a little
Dons,
bit, yeah. So
nursery on the
yeah, the
sideline.
nursery ones on the side. So yeah, man, I'm pretty sure they'll create a little role for his
maybe.
little one. So yeah,
Maybe.
man.
Okay, RJ, I didn't see that one because I put.
All right, if we went external,
Yeah. Give me some external names, man. Come on, man. Because I put.
see, I like Jigger, man. Like, I know he's not external. Internal, he would be my next one as well.
Okay.
I would put him back in the hot seat. I think JR is brilliant, man.
But I think like if they're keeping the same bunch of players and it's just mates leading mates, and I feel like they need someone just like, nah, I'm not having this, guys.
I hear
Standards.
it.
Like,
Hopefully, whoever,
No
if they
free
do
friends.
decide external,
Yeah.
it doesn't break the foundations and the core and the stability of what the Dons is.
yeah.
External.
You can't figure no names now.
Nah, G, I'll be real. That are suited for that role. And yeah, it's just what I do, one-to-ones, group-based,
Yeah.
pros, grassroots, whatever it may be, level of ability of players.
Yeah.
But
you want to.
and obviously we spoke about it.
Yeah, you want to dip into the.
I'm
fives.
seeing a lot of five-side tournaments.
Yeah.
And I know that most, 3 RB tournaments,
Yeah.
3 finals,
Yeah.
2 wins,
Yeah.
loss against a pro team in that final.
Okay.
So,
Who was in that? Just give me some names. Who was in your team?
I can name
Throw us back to those.
Darius, Illiman, Gim, Melvin, Dara, Hamza, Nyron, Sinks, Malachi played.
So all of them.
Like,
players,
honestly,
yeah.
when I talk about, bro, ballers, man.
Yeah.
Ruben Carvalho's played, obviously. Corey's played. Tashay Lil Baby's played.
Yeah.
Players for days. Let me get out there. I'm ready. So all these people that get, the Adidas Tango 2v2s.
Yeah.
I'm seeing them online. I'm just smirking to myself. I'm going, these lot are not ready.
I could put a little team together.
Who knows? I might put the boots on as well. I've been playing more football recently.
Oh, is it?
I've been playing a bit of 5s and 7s with my boys.
Okay.
Still got it, don't worry.
Okay. Listen, I never doubted.
So yeah, man, we'll see.
If you used to put together a Rising Ball of Fives team, this is the last question, I swear. Who would it be in there?
5s.
Yeah.
We're talking balance, yeah? Like, how many? What's the shape?
It's up to you, Gaffer Maz, mate. It's your show, man. Rare player, rising ballers, whatever you want to call it. 5s team.
5s team, yeah?
It's going to slap any team.
All
Who's
right.
in there?
Melvin in goal.
Okay. Big Melf.
At the back, I'd go, even though he's not a defender, but it's all legit, like, with a thought process.
Yeah.
Go Hamza right, the deepest one.
Okay.
Left side deepest, I'll go with a natural defender. I'll probably go. Oh, tough. I had 3 units at the back.
You go,
I don't know if you remember.
Dara.
Sinks, E-Man, and Nyron.
Oh yeah. Okay.
If we're gonna go 5s,
Yeah.
I'd go E-Man.
E-man.
Enforcer, just because he's real right around.
Yeah.
Not that Sinks and Nyron can't, but they're a bit more maybe for bigger pitch stuff.
Okay.
The 2 up top. Oh my God, I'm missing out. Tayshan. I had Andy, Mr. No Worries, people forgot about. I'll definitely go, listen. Darius will go in there.
Yeah.
You lot decide. Illiman or Gim?
Gim's techie, man.
Gim in 5-a-side is crazy.
Crazy.
But Illiman also, you can't get the ball off him, man.
Yeah.
But Tayshan, Mr. Twinkle, I don't know, it's tough. You know what? Scrap that. I know I'll keep my back 3. Melvin, I said E-Man and Hamza.
Yeah.
Or sorry, I did say Hamza, didn't I?
Yeah, you said Hamza, yeah.
See, look, I'm missing out. Dara, I don't know, man. You tell me, man. Too many players.
Yeah, let us know in the comment section below.
Yeah,
who
man.
should he have in his 5?
Who do you pick?
Ooh, right, Mel's.
Top 2 out of Darius, Tayshan, Illiman,
See, I'm
Gim.
Yeah. See, remember when I put up a post and people were arguing me in the comments like, how can you leave that E-man? I didn't see them play. That was before my era.
Okay.
So I would go, me personally, Melvin in goal, Tayshan, Hamza.
Okay.
Because again, Tayshan
Solid.
get about.
Yeah.
Solid. And then I'm going with Gim.
Yep.
And then, is it Andy?
Andy.
It might be Andy. You know?
Andy, smashing it, by the way. Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout
smashing
out to Andy.
it.
Yeah, it might be Andy, you know?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'd have little baby coming off the bench. You
Yeah,
know?
okay.
Keep it fresh.
Chicken, yeah?
Yeah.
Jaden Clark.
Oh God! Ew.
I knew you were going to react like that.
Jaden Clark.
Jaden Clark.
Oh.
Mr. Left foot, right foot.
Yeah. I mean, one goal he scored for you, and it was just, and you was on commentary. He's like, Bov, so Bov. I don't know who.
Outside boot one?
Yeah. So Bov, yeah. Yeah,
Naughty,
Jaden
man.
Clark. Oh, yeah, Jaden. Oh.
Ah, we got him.
Andy, you might have to sit out for this one.
Yeah, rotation, yeah. No, I think that's the biggest thing with that RB team. I had so many players.
Yeah.
And what I loved about them, they could all play more than one position.
Yeah.
So I was never really scratching my head going, oh,
Yeah.
I'm missing this today, I'm missing that today.
Yeah.
I knew if I was missing a wide player, I know Lil Baby or Jaden would go out there, for example.
Yeah.
I knew if I was missing a fullback for Tayshan would go do a job for me.
Yeah.
Players, I'm very happy that I built a relationship with them where they'll pretty much run through brick walls for me and RB in a sense.
Yeah.
You know, we showed them a lot of love. And yeah, man, shout out to everyone there, man.
Oh, and another player, one last player, Albie.
Oh, what
Feet.
a player, man.
I just posted him today, literally today.
Albie's a top player,
Yeah,
man.
and
Top
feet.
I think he's playing up front right now.
Oh, he's
Up front, I don't know, he's definitely playing higher up the pitch.
Yeah. More like Busquets, man.
But listen, you see Albie, he had one special locker and no one knew about it, bro.
Yeah.
That diag and his free kicks.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
two,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
What a player.
Yeah, so Albie might make my team as
Composed,
well.
man. Just to be fair, he was one of my players at the back
There you go.
in the Puma tournament that we won.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So,
Please let us know in the comment section below. Who would you pick in this 5 team? Because now my brain's ticking over, man. It's going crazy. But yeah, Maz, it's been a pleasure, man.
Pleasure as always, my
really
man. Pleasure.
And again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.
hey, you heard it from the main man. Make sure.